just being attached to your money, having a number on paper is meaningless. It's completely meaningless. All that matters is the quality of the moments that we spend on this earth and what we give back. And that's so I just had a thought. I'm wearing an undershirt. You want to know the most important thing that I've learned in 365 days of travelling around Australia? There it is. Live simple. Hey, good morning, how are ya? Morning walk. And I've got a special thing to tell you about today. It's a very special day. Well, let's go for a bit of a walk. This morning I'm at the Myella farm stay outside Rockhampton in central Queensland. We're about 130 or 150 kilometres from Rockhampton. And just look at this country. Oh, there's something about being out in the bush, out in the country that works for me. Let's go for a walk, have a chat. I'm going to tell you about this special thing that's going on today. This is such a nice transition. For the last few weeks we've been heading across the north of Australia, essentially just transiting from Western Australia up at Kununurra all the way across through the top end, across the Northern Territory, across the Barkly Highway, Longreach, Winton, all those places. We're heading back to the coast for our last hurrah on this trip, the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks. Heading back to the coast as we go there back to Sydney. And it's just so nice to stop in at a place like Myella, put our feet up for 3 days, enjoy the hospitality, these amazing people, Carl and Lynn and Olive. Yeah, and just enjoy a bit of peace of the countryside before we get back to the hustle and bustle of a place like Rockhampton, and then all the tourist spots as we go back down the coast. And it's been amazing here. We've done this brilliant farm tour. They've got a couple of awesome little joeys, so eastern kangaroo joeys that got abandoned by their mothers, and they're being hand raised here, which is awesome. And you've got goats and cows and horses. We did a brilliant horse ride yesterday. And then the other thing is like just being out here in the outdoors. The walking's nice, the running's great. Last night went out with my wife and we sat and watched this beautiful sunset, going down over the paddocks, over the distant hills, sipping on a little cold beer. Oh, it's just amazing. Kind of like just recharges you when you're out here. Gets you ready for whatever's going to come next. It's one of those things when you travel for this long. I've already done some big trips in my life, been pretty fortunate. Went on an exchange program to the UK and then travelled to America and cycle toured all over Europe. Done heaps of amazing stuff, but 365 days is such a long time. But the stuff that we did, just less than 12 months ago, in those sort of first 3 or 4 weeks, it feels like a lifetime ago. And I think it's one of the things that I love most about travel is that time goes slow. It's just a wonderful thing, right? It's so hard when we're in our modern lives, stuck on these bloody phones and computers and going to work, and if you've got kids, looking after kids and family. But we just don't see the time going. We turn around one day and we're like, wow, where did that year go? But it's just not like that when you travel. Things go slow. In terms of beautiful places though, the northwest coast of Western Australia is like nowhere else on earth. It's just life out here. And isn't that what we're all here to fucking do? Like, we're all here to live. I don't know. I've done amazing things in my life, but I've never felt so alive as in these 365 days. And it's interesting looking back, Can you look back at an entire year and remember every day? Like, if you looked back at a list of all the things you've done, could you actually remember that day? Probably not, because it all melds in together. When you go and do a trip, all of those days have something special that you can remember. Now, there's plenty of people that I know that have made a lot more money than we have. And they'll tell, oh, I could never do something like that. No, it's impossible. But people don't realise the whole purpose of earning that money is so you can use it in some way or give it away so that it helps the lives of other people. So why wouldn't you go and travel if you could? Or why wouldn't you, employ someone to give them money so they can live their lives? Or donate it. We've donated a lot of money over the years to different things. But just being attached to your money, having a number on paper is meaningless. It's completely meaningless. All that matters is the quality of the moments that we spend on this earth and what we give back. So I just had a thought. I'm wearing an undershirt. You want to know the most important thing that I've learned in 365 days of travelling around Australia? There it is. Live simple. We don't need all this flash stuff. We don't need brand new computers. You don't need to have a massive giant house. You don't need to be the centre of attention. You just gotta live simple. The one-string guitar. That's why people out in the country can be so bloody happy. Because they have everything they need. They've got company, clean air, food and shelter, and peace. I think we get distracted sometimes by all of the shiny opportunities that are around us. But at the end of the day, you got to pick some. And you've got to really grab them and hold on to them and do those things well, because you can't do everything. You can't go everywhere. You can't know everyone. You can't help everyone. So we have to choose where we're going to create that impact. And you've got to start on yourself. You've got to do the work on yourself first. So choose wisely. And be happy with those choices, right? If you're in a position to choose between two different paths, then you are more privileged than most people on this earth. Most people out there have no choice. They're fighting to survive. So if you get to choose between two things, you're super lucky. If you get to choose between three different options, three different paths in life, you're even more privileged. And you know what? If you've got 100 different options in front of you, you're in like the top 1% of all the people on earth. And you've got nothing to complain about. You just need to pick one and chase your dream, whatever that dream might be. Make the most of it. And if it doesn't work out, choose something else. Because I can tell you what, a lot of people would swap with you. Every year, at the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, I only have one resolution, and that's that I'm going to make the coming year the best year yet. I came up with that maybe 25 years ago, and I thought that it was a clever way to always push myself to try and make more out of life, to enjoy life more, to make this year the best year yet. But I think for the first time in 25 years, I can genuinely say that this year has been the best year yet. I hope you can do that too. You don't have to start by making it the best year yet. Just work on making it the best day yet, the best week that you've ever had, and then work it up from there. Life's short. Live simple. And whatever you're getting up to today, I hope it's a good one. Thanks for joining me for a morning walk. I'll see you next time.